Welcome back, everybody! My name is BluJay, and we are back at the Reverb Outpost. We are picking up where we left off in the last episode. We started building the personal section of our base, where we're going to have a couple of different rooms that belong just to me. And the room that we are going to be building today, if you haven't already figured it out by the title and by the thumbnail, which is pretty obvious, we are building a treasure room, or a relic room, a place to store all of the things that we have found so far in this world. And I'm not sure what else there is that we might find that we want to put in here, but we can always adjust this and expand it, you know, later down the road. But we're basically going to store our first set of wooden tools. We're going to store our first set of iron tools and armor. We don't really have an entire first set of stone tools, so we're going to just put the one thing that we have in a chest, and it's pretty embarrassing. It's just a pickaxe. We have one stone pickaxe, and then our original diamond gear. Most of it got lost in the nether when we fell down that 1x1 lava pit and couldn't get out, and it was very tragic. We've lost a lot of things over the course of this series so far. It's pretty sad, actually. But we're going to put that stuff in here, and then we're also going to have a special place for displaying our dragon egg and displaying one of the dragon heads and the armor that we fought both the dragon and the wither boss. So this is going to be a pretty cool room, and we've already run into the same issue we had in last episode. I already knew that was going to happen because we were right on the edge of the mountain. We are going to have to do some terraforming sometime in the very near future to hide some of this. One of the suggestions that one of you guys left was actually something I was already thinking about doing anyway, but since one of you guys suggested it, I think I will go ahead and do this at some point. Whenever we do get around to terraforming, I'm gonna leave like little bits and pieces of the base poking out the side, and if it doesn't look good, we'll like reshape the exterior of that particular room to make it look cool, just so it looks like there's little pieces of the base that are sticking out. And you know, it's supposed to be a hidden base, but hidden doesn't mean completely invisible from sight. You should be able to see little parts of the base here and there. So we may end up doing that sometime down the road. There are a ton of plans that I've got in mind for this base. We are nowhere near out of ideas. I've got a lot left to do, not to mention all the technical stuff, all of the automatic farms that we want to do. We've barely scratched the surface of what this series can hold. And, you know, we're coming up on episode 30. The next episode is episode 30, and 3 more episodes past that, and we will have had the same number of episodes as season 1 of the single-player Let's Play, and we're not planning on stopping there. We're going to go way, way, way beyond that. So lots of stuff in store for the remainder of this series. There's no end in sight, and we've got some cool stuff ahead for today's episode. All right, I'm going to keep working on this little area here, and once we're ready to start placing in a few blocks, I will come back and we'll do that together. So I've flattened this area out, and there's actually a little cave system under here that we're going to have to deal with, but that's okay. We'll get to that here in a few moments, but we're going to go ahead and dig down 2 blocks. There you go. There's the cave system. 2 blocks to match the same style of floor that we did in the last episode, and this is going to be like a continuous flowing floor pattern throughout my personal area of the base. This glass and concrete powder thing is going to be kind of unique to this area. We may use this similar effect in other parts of the base, but this particular combination of gray and blue concrete and the white stained glass, this is just for this area, so it marks out, you know, what space is mine. So I'm going to keep working on this here, and we probably will end up doing a musical building montage like we did in the last episode. I had quite a few people comment that you guys really enjoyed that, so I think that's what we're going to end up doing when we get to the building aspect of the floor, because it's pretty straightforward. There's no, like, actual pattern we're following to put the floor together. We're just kind of making it up as we go, and then once we get a good pattern, we start following that within the room itself, but, you know, it's nothing that you guys can't just watch with a little bit of music. It needs no explanation. So that's probably what we're going to do again today. A lot of you guys loved it, so I'm going to try to mix it up a little bit more often like that, do some different things in these videos, just to keep it fresh. And just like that, We have the completed area all flattened out, and all of the cave system is covered up, so we don't have to worry about concrete powder falling through into the chasm below. I'm going to go ahead and grab this concrete powder, and we'll start rolling that music, and we will build this together on camera right now. We are all finished with the floor, and now we have moved on to our walls. And this is a pattern that we've used throughout the rest of the base, and we will continue to use throughout the places that we haven't even built yet or even thought of yet, because we want this place to look pretty uniform in certain aspects, because it is supposed to represent like a military base for like the Rebel Alliance. So we want it to look somewhat uniform and have standard design elements to it. And so this is one of those things that's going to remain throughout this series. It is a 2-high snow block, and then a 1-high concrete block, and then a 1-high snow block on top of that, just to give a nice little bit of color and border to the rooms. So we won't necessarily use this in every room, but we're going to use it in quite a few of like the standard areas. So I'm going to keep chucking away at this, and I'll be right back with you. I actually decided not to go all the way around the entire room. We're just going to do the front half, and it's because I've got something even better in mind for back here. You can see I've got some different types of blocks in my palette that we have not used yet. We've got some purpur, and we've got some in-stone bricks, and we're going to go ahead and throw a few of those down over here, and I'll explain why here in just a second. We gotta get a roof on this place, because this top snow keeps falling down on my concrete, and it's getting a little obnoxious. So we'll place some purpur pillars just like this, and then back here to get a little bit of depth, we're going to put a wall made out of in-stone brick. And the reason why we are doing this is because we're going to display our armor that we used to fight the Ender Dragon in this little section here. If I haven't already explained yet, I can't remember if I have, but the little dips in the wall, yeah, that looks pretty good. The little dips in the wall that you see are places where the special items are going to go and be displayed. So you walk down the hallway and you see different sections that have, special things that we want to remember from this series. And then we'll go ahead and outline these pillars with the standard Reverb Outpost cobblestone walls. And then we'll throw our purple blocks back in storage. And then let's go ahead and put snow just like this and snow just like that. We may end up changing these blocks right here that we're doing right now because I've got something else in mind for the back wall, but I'm not sure if I need snow there or if I need something else. So we'll leave it as snow for the time being. And then over here, this side of the room is going to be the place that we display the armor that we fought. You guessed it, the Wither. So we're going to grab our nether bricks and our nether rack. Same kind of deal. We will outline the side just like this with some nether bricks. There we go. And then the back wall will be made out of netherrack. And there we go. Perfect. Let's jump down here and take a look. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Last but not least, we are going to put in the back wall. And we've got something pretty cool in mind for this. Not that the other two walls weren't cool, but this is going to be sweet. It's going to be the thing that you see when you walk down the hallway. We're taking some black concrete here because we are going to make an Enderman face. And this is where the Ender Dragon egg is going to be stored. So it's going to be like the Enderman is watching the Ender Dragon egg and keeping watch over it and stuff. So some purple concrete for the eyes. And we've got a one-eyed Enderman. Not too bad. Let's go ahead and give him a second eye. He deserves two eyes, especially after, you know, we raided their home world and took over. The eyes look a little bit high. I'm going to keep it for a second to see if I adjust to it and like it. But let's grab our cobblestone walls here. There we are. And go ahead and do the rest of these. I'm still not sure about the height of those eyes. And I'm doing this by memory, too. I built that in my testing world, and I can't remember if I built them there or if I built them one block lower. Should I put the walls here? Oh, yeah. Now I definitely need to lower the eyes. That looks pretty bad. Okay, so let's throw the black concrete. Yeah, I think I need to change that. Yeah, I don't like it. All right, we'll put the black concrete in there, fill that in, and then we will put our purple concrete down one block lower, and that should fix the problem. And now we've got a cross-eyed Enderman. So we had a one-eyed Enderman and now a cross-eyed Enderman. It's not a good day for your eyes, buddy. All right, let's place down our purple concrete here, and that should be good. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Still not 100% sure on the walls. I think I'll keep them. They look pretty good, but I'll have to do some thinking on that. So now that we've done all this work on the floor, we're going to tear some of it up. And I did it this way because I wanted to make sure I had a good pattern first, because I did not copy exactly the pattern from my testing world. I actually just created one on the fly while we were building on camera. So I wanted to make sure it looked good before I included this little part here. We're going to put some glowstone to light up these walls, just to give a little bit of light backdrop to our items that we're going to be displaying. And that's one thing that I've learned about like filming and cinematography, since I do like camera work for part of my job, is that you've got to have good backlighting. And that applies to like stage stuff too, because I do stage lighting for my church as well. And if you don't have good backlighting, your front lighting just looks kind of flat, and your subjects look kind of flat. So backlighting, that's what we're doing with these little walls here. And we're basically just using the standard glowstone with some stained glass over the top of it so that it's flat and flush with the rest of the floor. And we've missed a spot. We got to take this spot out. There we go. Goodbye, snow block. Hello, glowstone. And stained glass, stained glass, stained glass. And then we will replace this stained glass with our standard blue concrete powder border, and we'll do that all the way around the room. And when we are finished, we'll come back and start placing in our items that we want to display. I'll be right back. I mean, come on. Look at that Enderman face just staring you down as you're walking into this room. Nobody's going to want to come in here and steal any of the treasures with an Enderman staring them down. I mean, it's terrifying enough staring down a real Enderman. All right, so we've got our armor stands and our sets of armor, and we've also got this little stained glass pane right here that we're going to put in place, and I'll explain that here in just a moment. The first thing we're going to put into place is our armor that we used to fight the Ender Dragon. And it is pretty well beat up. I don't think any of it's repairable anymore, so it's officially retired. So here we go. Ender Dragon armor on display forever in the treasure room. And the next thing that we're going to do is the Wither Boss armor, and this was only used once. This armor was used for the Wither Boss, and it's still in relatively good shape. We may bust it out again at some point in the future, or we may just leave it in place because we don't want to risk losing it and then not have it to display since we've got a display case. In fact, I think that's what we're going to do. We're just going to leave it in place. And then our Ender Dragon egg is going to sit on top of that glass stained glass pane. And the reason why we did that is sometimes you see like things on display that have like a glass post or a pedestal, so it makes it look kind of like it's floating. So we don't want it actually to be floating, and they can't float to begin with. They fall down, but it'll at least look like it's floating. And that all looks pretty good. I love it. Just a few more things to put into place. This is stuff that is very valuable and very worth putting into this room. This is our first set of iron gear. So we've got our iron tools and armor, and we'll go ahead and place our iron armor right here on the armor stand. And this will never be used again because we have diamond gear, but it is something special because it helped us survive the early parts of this series and get us to where we are now. So we'll place down our iron pickaxe and our shovel and our axe and our sword. And there we go. We've got that to remember as well. And then we will jump over here, and I've got 5 item frames that I'm going to put around the wall, just like so. And this actually right here is, I've actually got to go grab it. I'll be right back. Okay, so this right here, we're going to place a chest down, and we'll put something in there in a minute, but these wooden tools, these are the absolute first tools we ever had in the game, and these are irreplaceable, so I'm going to keep these nice and safe in here, and hopefully, we don't have any creepers coming by and, blowing them up or anything. But we've got a sword, we've got a pickaxe, our axe, and our wooden hoe, and our wooden shovel. And those are our very first tools. The very first thing you'll see, well, aside from that giant Enderman face staring you down, it's the first thing that you see on the left when you walk into the room. And then we've got this stone pickaxe here, and we're just going to put it in this chest because it was our first stone pickaxe, but we don't have any other stone tools. And last but not least, for our treasured items, we are going to dig this out right here, and we're going to place down a chest just to represent that 1x1 block that we fell into and lost all of our stuff in lava. And there you go. Those are the only things that we were able to save because they were in a chest, not even with us. So there you go. That's all of our special items for this series so far. This room can be expanded in some ways down the road if we need to. If there's anything else that you guys think that I should keep, let me know. Now we need to go ahead and put a roof on this place because the top snow, it's awful. It's got to go. It's got to go. So we're going to put a roof on this place, and it's going to be kind of like an arched roof all the way down with a little bit of like a dome at the end, but it's not going to look like perfect or anything like that because we're going to rough it up with some like randomization, kind of like we did in the snow cave and kind of like we did in our, what's the word I'm looking for? Hangar bay. It's right outside this room. So we're going to do the rough patched roof kind of look on the inside, and then we should be about done. Our comment question of the day is, what is your favorite enchantment from Derp the Cake? Thought I'd go ahead and do the comment question of the day while we are working on this ceiling design. It's something that you've seen before, so it needs no explanation. So my favorite enchantment, that is a tough one. There are so many good ones. I can list off the standards. I love Fortune and Silk Touch and Unbreaking 3. Really love Mending. I was so stoked when they added that to the game, and I was never able to get it in Season 1. I fished and fished and fished for hours and hours and hours, kind of like I'm doing right now with the name tag bug until I found out it was a bug. I was never able to get a mending book. And I've had a few of them so far in this season, which is awesome. I love mending. It's a great thing. But my only complaint about it is, as long as you're careful with your tools and don't lose them all like I've done several times, it kind of eliminates the need for more tools and eliminates kind of an important aspect of the game, and that's figuring out repairing your tools and managing your tools and getting new ones and all of that. So, it's got its trade-offs. Other enchantments that I really like Infinity for the bow. I like Fire Aspect, for swords and stuff like that. I like Looting 3. Looting 3 is very important. This is looking pretty good. Not so bad. Not so bad. I don't know. To name a favorite, that's really hard. I would say right now, probably my favorite enchantment is Mending, but it changes often. So, what about you guys? What is your favorite enchantment in the game? I'd love to hear from you guys what you enjoy using on your tools and armor. Well, I think we are done with this room, guys. I've got a couple skylights to keep this place, naturally lit so it's not so enclosed, and we'll make sure we keep those open when we do the terraforming. But yeah, this place is looking pretty cool. Now it's time to go do our subscriber of the day. Let's go do that now. And today's subscriber added to the barracks is... What the... Kangaroo. Welcome to the subscriber barracks. What the Kangaroo? I've seen your comments in the comment section quite a bit, and I always laugh when I see your name. Great name. Welcome to the subscriber barracks. Hope you enjoy your stay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is all the time that I have got for today. We've got to go ahead and wrap this episode up and get this out for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the build, and I hope you like the design of this room. Again, leave me some suggestions on what you would like to see added to this place. If there are any special items that we can collect throughout this series, be sure to let me know, what that is. Now, some things that we can't add are like our first elytra, because it is long gone and lost. It's gone forever. But there are other things that we could potentially add in here, and I would love to hear what you guys think would be worthy of adding to our relic room. I hope you guys are excited about the next episode. We are going to be doing a world download, so you guys can finally get all of these new builds from episode 16 until now into your hands, into your own devices, and go exploring the Reverb Outpost for yourself. So be on the lookout for that. Just a reminder, if you join the Patreon at the $5 level, you do get world downloads a little bit earlier than everybody else. So be sure to check that out if that's something that interests you. I've got a lot of really cool rewards on there that you might enjoy. But for now, my name is BluJay, and I've got to fly on out of here. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.